Snow had a way of swallowing sound. It covered the land in a quiet so deep it felt heavy, like the world itself was holding its breath. The mountains stood frozen and distant, their peaks buried beneath thick clouds, while the valley below lay locked in white stillness. No birds sang, no wind howled, only the faint crunch of footsteps broke the silence. A boy walked alone through it. His name was Noah Reed, and he was 13 years old. His boots were too big, the leather cracked and stiff from the cold. Each step sank into the snow, his legs trembling from exhaustion. His coat, once his father's, hung heavy on his small shoulders, soaked through and rimmed with ice. A scarf was wrapped tight around his neck, but the cold still found its way in, biting at his skin like teeth. Noah's fingers were numb. He could no longer feel them. But he kept walking, because stopping meant freezing, and freezing meant never waking up. Just 2 weeks ago, Noah had still had a home, a small cabin near the edge of the mountain pass. Nothing fancy, one room, a stone fireplace, wooden beams that creaked when the wind pushed too hard. His mother used to hum while cooking. His father chopped wood and laughed too loud. The world had been small, but it had been warm. Then winter came early. A blizzard unlike any the valley had seen in years rolled down from the mountains without mercy. Snow buried the roads. The temperature dropped so fast the river froze solid overnight. And then sickness came, his mother first, burning with fever, coughing until her breath rattled. His father tried everything, fire, blankets, prayer. None of it worked. By the time the storm passed, Noah was alone. He buried them himself in the frozen ground behind the cabin, his hands bleeding, tears freezing on his cheeks before they could fall. After that, the silence became unbearable. The cabin felt too big, too empty, filled with echoes that hurt more than the cold. When the food ran out, Noah did the only thing he could think of. He left. He had heard stories of a ranch far west, tucked in the snowy lowlands, where cattle still survived the winter. A man lived there, a rancher, cold, quiet, but fair. Some said he took in drifters. Others said he turned them away. Noah didn't care. He just needed somewhere to live. Now, days later, the snowstorm returned, thicker and meaner. The sky darkened, flakes falling faster, blurring the world into white nothingness. Noah stumbled, his knee hitting the ground hard. Pain shot up his leg, but he barely reacted. He was too tired to cry. His vision blurred, his chest burned with every breath. The cold was creeping inward now, settling deep in his bones. He curled slightly, trying to shield himself, when a sound cut through the silence. A low snort. Noah forced his eyes open. Through the falling snow, a shape emerged, dark, tall, moving steadily forward. A horse, and behind it a man. The man reined in sharply when he saw the boy. He was broad-shouldered, wrapped in a heavy coat dusted with snow, his beard rimmed with frost. His eyes were sharp, grey as winter steel, and they narrowed as he dismounted. "What in God's name?" the man muttered. He crouched in front of Noah, studying him carefully. The boy looked half-frozen, lips blue, skin pale, eyes dull with exhaustion. "Hey," the man said firmly, gripping Noah's shoulder. "Kid, stay with me." Noah tried to speak. His lips barely moved. I'm not stealing," he whispered. The man stiffened. "You're not stealing anything," he said. "You're freezing to death." He lifted Noah without hesitation, wrapping him in his coat and placing him across the horse's back. The boy was light, too light. That alone told the man everything he needed to know. The ranch wasn't far, but the storm made it feel endless. By the time they reached it, Noah had stopped shivering, which scared the hell out of the rancher. The house stood solid against the storm, smoke rising from the chimney like a promise. The man kicked the door open and carried Noah inside, laying him near the fire. "Easy," he murmured as he stripped the frozen coat away. "You're safe now." Warmth slowly returned. Pain followed. Noah groaned softly, curling in on himself as sensation rushed back into his limbs. He heard water boiling, boots moving, a blanket settling over him. When he finally opened his eyes, the storm was still raging outside, but inside it was warm. The rancher sat across from him, arms crossed, watching quietly. "You got a name?" he asked. "Noah," the boy whispered. "I'm Samuel Crow," the man said. And you're damn lucky I found you. Noah swallowed. Tears slipped down his temples into his hair. I didn't know where else to go. Samuel looked away for a moment. Then he stood. You can stay, he said gruffly, at least till the storm passes. We'll figure the rest out later. Noah closed his eyes. For the first time since winter took everything from him, he slept without fear. Outside, the snow kept falling, but inside the ranch, something fragile and new had begun. A bond forged in cold silence and survival. That evening, the truth came out. They sat by the fire, the storm finally gone, the silence different now, less threatening. Noah stared into the flames. My mom used to say winter shows who people really are, he said softly. Samuel didn't respond. My dad, Noah continued, voice trembling, he said if I ever got lost, I should follow the strongest light I could find. Samuel's jaw tightened. Noah looked at him. You were that light. The words hit harder than any storm. Samuel stood abruptly, turning away. You don't know me, he said roughly. I know you didn't leave me, Noah replied. Silence filled the room. Finally Samuel spoke. I had a son once. Noah froze. He was about your age, Samuel continued. Winter took him too, fever, same damn season. I couldn't save him. Noah's eyes filled with tears, but he didn't look away. That's why I live out here, Samuel said. Alone, easier than failing again. Noah stood, walked over and hugged him. Just like that. Samuel stiffened, then slowly rested a hand on the boy's back. You didn't fail, Noah whispered. You're still here. The fire crackled. Outside, snow melted from the roof in slow drips. Winter hadn't won. Not this time. From that day on, Noah wasn't a guest. He was family, and in the frozen west, where the cold tried to erase everything soft and good, two broken souls chose to survive together. Winter did not loosen its grip. The storm raged for 3 straight days, burying fences, swallowing trails, and turning the world outside Samuel Crow's ranch into a white void. Snow pressed against the windows like a living thing, and the wind screamed through the valley as if mourning something lost. Inside the ranch house, Noah Reed lay wrapped in blankets near the fire. The warmth helped, but it couldn't erase what winter had already taken from him. Samuel watched from a distance. He didn't hover, didn't speak much. He had learned long ago that broken things needed space, not pity. Still, he made sure the fire stayed strong. The soup stayed hot, and the boy stayed breathing. Noah woke in the night, gasping. His chest rose too fast, his eyes wide and unfocused. Samuel was there in seconds, kneeling beside him. Easy, Samuel said quietly. You're not outside. You're here. Noah clutched the blanket like it was the only solid thing left in the world. I thought I was freezing again, he whispered. I couldn't feel my hands. Samuel nodded. That'll happen. Cold gets into your head, not just your bones. Noah hesitated. Am I in trouble? Samuel frowned. For what? For being here. Something tightened in Samuel's chest. No, he said firmly. You're not in trouble. The boy nodded slowly, like he was storing the answer away in case he needed it later. When the storm finally broke, the damage became clear. Fences crushed, water troughs frozen solid, one of the calves missing. Samuel worked from dawn till dark, shoveling snow, repairing what he could, cursing under his breath. Noah watched from the doorway, guilt heavy in his chest. He hated feeling useless. On the 3rd morning, he pulled on his boots. Samuel noticed immediately. What do you think you're doing? He asked. I can help, Noah said quickly. I'm not sick anymore. Samuel studied him, the way he stood too straight, like he was bracing for rejection. You sure? Noah nodded. I won't slow you down. Samuel handed him a shovel. All right, he said. But you say when you're done. That's not weakness. That's survival. They worked side by side. Noah's hands blistered. His arms burned. The cold stung his lungs. But every scoop of snow felt like proof that he belonged there, even just a little. Later, while checking the tree line, they found the calf. It had fallen into a drift, trapped, shivering violently. Noah dropped to his knees instantly, brushing snow from its face. It's alive, he said urgently. Samuel moved fast, lifting the animal, grunting with effort. Together, they carried it back to the barn, breath steaming in the frozen air. That night, Noah sat in the hay beside the calf, rubbing warmth back into its legs. "You saved it," Samuel said quietly. Noah shook his head. "We did." Samuel almost smiled.